Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Pelumi. So I recently hit 500 subscribers. Thanks to you guys. I'm so grateful for all the support on my channel. When I hit 500 subscribers, I put out a poll on my Instagram and on the YouTube community asking people to send me questions. So it can be like a get to know me slash like a question answering video where I just answer like fun questions. I think I sent in some questions. Most of them are like fun questions. So let's just get into it. If you're new here, if you're watching my video for the first time, my name is Pelumi. I'm a content creator living in Canada. I make videos on writing, I make videos on lifestyle, and I just do general film content slash educational content. I hope you find this place valuable. So if you're meeting me for the first time, please do well to subscribe and like this video. You're in for a good time. So let's get into the questions. So first question, what's your skincare routine? Honestly, there was a time in my life where I was really like, consistent with this skincare thing. I was always having a moisturizer, toner, but right now I'm just going with the flow. So of course I use the CeraVe SA cleanser as my face wash, and I think that is it. Thinking about it now, I still have a sunscreen, but I don't wear it all the time. I know that's bad, but one thing I go to, one of my go-to is Vaseline. It's perfect for black skin. It's perfect for just giving you that extra shine, and that is it. I know I used to have like spots here and there. I don't have like terrible acne, but I have spots here and there. Once I keep my face clean and hydrated with the face wash and the Vaseline, that's like my major face moisturizer, I'm good to go. I use the Vaseline lotion for my body, and I use a sunscreen, but I'm trying to get back into it, being consistent, because it does make a difference. So the second question, what content creator has changed your life? Looking back, I respect and I've learned a lot from so many content creators, but there are two particular people, two ladies that like changed the game for me. One as relates to my content creation journey, and one as it relates to my general well-being. The first person is CCME. CCME was that content creator that you had to listen to when it comes to learning how to make recipes, when it comes to learning how to, fix minor things in the kitchen, making you understand that it's really not that difficult. Yeah, I learned a few things from my mom, but CCME's platform was like the best place I could learn in accordance or in addition to what I already learned from my mom. So CCME, thank you. Secondly, I would say Adenike Adebayo. Adenike Adebayo was that person that was always dropping movie reviews. Told my friend that I'm thinking of doing Nigerian, Nollywood movie reviews on my channel. I want to start a channel where I'll do movie reviews. And she was like, before you start, just check out Adenike Adebayo and see what she's doing. Maybe you get some inspiration from her. And I watched her videos and I loved how fast she was. So I was literally like trying to understand how she does her stuff. I got to meet her later. She's such a sweet person. So number three, what's your favorite Bible verse? So it has changed over the years. I remember when I was a very little kid, maybe like 5-6 years old, it was Isaiah 60 verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light has come, and the glory of the Lord shine upon you. Then later on, when I was believing God for academic excellence, it changed to, and for these 4 boys, God gave them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so that they were 10 times better than all their peers. That's a book in Daniel. But right now, my favorite Bible scripture is that one on waiting upon the Lord. It just makes me believe that anytime I trust God, He will always be there for me. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and they shall not faint. I think that's my favorite Bible verse right now. But this question was from my longtime friend. We're classmates in primary school. We've been in and out of touch. And he asked me this question. I'm like, where do I even start from? And the question is, how has your life changed since you moved to Canada? That's deep. So my life has changed in many ways. I would say that I was a bit complacent because 80% of the things I needed, I got them without necessarily like trying. The other 20% are the ones I had to like struggle for. So I was living with my parents. I never had to worry about rent. I never had to worry about food. I only pitched to buy like food items maybe like 3 or 4 times in my entire life. Maybe I'll just drop like 10K or drop like 20K or buy gas. I never like had to be one in control over all these things. So moving here, I had to have roommates. Like, what's that? Having to take control over everything. So over there, I never paid rent. Nigeria, rent is yearly. In Canada, rent is monthly. So having to churn out those hundreds of dollars every month for rent without necessarily want to be a burden to your parents. It's been a lot. Being totally responsible for your life just hits you differently. I've had to brush up my cooking skills. Thank you, Cecilia and me. Thank you, all the people with recipes online. I've had to just learn how to take care of myself. Not that I didn't do that, but it just hits differently when you're totally on your own. So that's how my life has changed. I know, I think I'll make another video on this because there are a lot of things. If you look at it, a lot of things like taxes, like the bus system, everything is just so different here. So, but I think that's the major thing, having to learn how to be responsible, 100% responsible for my life. That's the major way my life has changed since I moved here. Would you advise me to send my child to Covenant University? First thing I would say to that question, if you are not a Christian, please do not send your child to Covenant University. It is torture because it's a Christian school. You already know everything about them. So you wake up, chapel services, the environment is like such a, it just lives and breathes Christianity. So you feel out of place. Covenant University is not the place to change your child. But if you're a Christian and you want to send your child to Covenant University, go for it. It would, Covenant University is tough. It's such a hard school to go to. But looking back, I'm so grateful. I remember my brother was in 300 level when I entered 100 level, so it was like 2 years ahead of me. And back then when we go to visit him, I'm always like dreaming of going to this place. We learn how to like build a personal relationship with God. They're all about like teaching people like the total man concept. It was a really good school. Margie made a video where she said that CU is that 70% church and 30% education. I would say it's 60% church and 40% education, but still very rigorous. People were still failing the academics, so it wasn't just like because it's mostly church, the academics was failing. CU is so considered as the best university in Nigeria for a reason. So the academic excellence is there and the spiritual growth is there. So we're looking for a school that will be like a fine balance of, you know, academic excellence, spiritual growth, entrepreneurial development, and capacity building on the side. It was such a rich and, you know, good school. It was tough because they really like trained us with such discipline. So I would really recommend you to send a child to Covenant University. So next, what do you do for fun? Even right now, me, I don't know what I do for fun. So making videos is so much fun to me. Making vlogs is fun. I love watching movies. I love reading books. I've not read as much as I used to, but I'm trying to get back into the art of reading. I'm currently reading a book called The Happiness Advantage, but I'm looking for new hobbies, anything but gardening, maybe pottery, painting, something that I can just try my hands on. But those are basic things I do for fun. I'm new to Nollywood. Recommend 5 movies for me. That's tough because there are lots of good movies, in my opinion, that you can use to begin your journey into Nollywood. If you love horror movies, watch Something Wicked. It's such an unpopular movie, but it's such a brilliant movie. If you love romantic comedies, watch Isokem. If you love drama / thrillers, watch King of Boys. If you love like ancestral movies about like the pre-colonial time, like old movies that were set in an old time, you should watch Anikulapo, the first one. If you enjoy that, you can watch Anikulapo, the series. That's Anikulapo, Rise of the Spectre. If you also love trailers, you can watch Gangs of Lagos. That's such a beautiful film. If you love comedy, watch Sugar Rush. Yeah, that's a good place to start. What are you currently reading and what's your favorite book? I already answered that. I'm currently reading a book called The Happiness Advantage. What's my favorite book? I know it sounds very cliche. And the funny thing is that it seems like it's only Africans that have read this book. The book just shaped me because I was really young when I read the book. I think I was like maybe like 11. I thought the book is Gifted Hands by Ben Carson, and it seems only Africans have read that book, but it's such a good book. I enjoyed it. I really loved the Think Big concept where he broke it down. It was a really good book, and I could relate with it in so many ways. Next is I want to move to Canada or UK, but no funds. Please advise me. Where do I start from? So if you're moving to Canada for school and you're going to a university, I don't want to sponsor anybody, but there are so many loans you can get. But those ones only cover tuition. You still have to consider your rent, your flights, and like your rent for 3 months, because it's not immediately you land that you get a job. Even though Canada seems to be so romanticized. The UK, I have no idea about the UK. I know I mentioned in my previous video that I was making plans to come to the UK, but as God will have it, I came to Canada instead. But my advice would be, I do not recommend. People will say have different values and stuff, but try to get the funds. Even if you make it down here, you get your flights sorted and you get your visa approved, and maybe you get your rent for 1 month, you'll be under such an incredulous pressure. I'll be real with you guys. When I landed, I came with maybe like 1 month because you have to pay your first and last month rent when you move in. After I paid my first and last month, I was broke. My brother literally gave me rent for 1 month. I told me to try my best. So I landed September and I paid September and the last month rent. My brother gave me my October rent and he told me to my best to try to find a job. And with the grace of God, I was able to get a job in the middle of October. I was really gracious of God to be able to get that job, but not everybody was that lucky. So please try to, gather the funds. It's really a capital intensive project, but I do not recommend coming here without the funds. It'll be under so much pressure. That's my own take. People have different opinions on that, but that's my own take. Why do you love smiling so much? Because don't let anything steal your joy. I try to have a positive outlook, because when you give a positive outlook towards life, you are attracting positivity. That's the way I see it. I know it's not really the best advice for everyone, because you're like, how am I masking all the things? I'm not really necessarily masking. I'm just trying to give a positive approach towards life, and it has really helped me. People think I'm affable, people think I'm likable, because life gets tough. There's almost nobody in life that is saying that all these problems have been solved. Everybody has one or two things they're thinking about. Even me right now that I'm making this video, and some things that I want to be sorted in my life, but they haven't been sorted yet. But I will now be making this video and be like, just imagine I come to you and I'm like, so I'm making a video where I'm answering questions that were sent to me before, after I started. You just lose interest. So you have to just have a positive approach towards life. That's why I smile so much. Yeah, because I won't look like my problems, like they say. So moving on, what's your filming setup? Honestly, it's so basic. I film with my phone. I have a tripod in front of me. So I have this, I don't know if you can see, I have this light I just got. It was this influencer light. It's meant to be in front of me, but I'm filming in front of the window. So that gives me some sort of sunlight. And I have the lights facing me just in case. I don't think it's killing the shadow, because I can still see the shadows here, but I'm still working on it. It's the most simple setup. I don't have any fancy lights or fancy equipment. It's a tripod / selfie stick here. My major tripod, look at it. My major tripod is what I'm even using here. This is my major tripod I use. This one is like a selfie stick, essentially. I hope I get where it was before, but you guys will understand. So that's it. Are you in a relationship? Wow. So let me just put it out there. For those who don't know, I'm single and available, ready to mingle. Okay, long story cut short, I'm not in a relationship. I'm single and I'm literally enjoying my singlehood, but I looking to get into a relationship. I believe that life is not meant to be lived alone. Life is so much pleasurable and enjoyable when you have a life partner. However, I'm learning to enjoy my singlehood, because there's so many pleasures I have right now. I can sleep at any time I want. I can cook at any time I want. But if I had a partner, I would be like be considerate of that person and try to accommodate their own excesses. So just so that we live together amicably. There's so many joys of being single, and I'm trying to enjoy and explore all those joys one day at a time. But I still look forward to getting married and meeting my person, hopefully soon. Fingers crossed. So what's your go-to travel destination? Honestly, there were just two countries I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to Paris, that's France, and I also wanted to go to Naples in Italy. But recently, my friend has told me Japan, and I want to go there so bad. So those three countries. If you're a travel person, let me influence for you. My money is not so much. I will just a little bit. So those are the countries: Naples, Italy, Paris, France, and Japan. Anywhere in Japan, it's just a beautiful place. And my friend has sold this idea of Japan to me, and I want to go there. Do you miss home? So if you mean that, do I miss my family? Do I miss like being in Nigeria? Yes, I do miss my mom. I miss my brothers. I miss a lot of people. But do I miss home? Not necessarily, because home is where you make it. My home is not a particular location. So I've tried to make this place that I'm currently living home. If you go with that mindset that one place is your home, I don't really think that's a good way to go. Because when you were living with your parents, that was your home. When you get married and move out, you make a new home. So I miss where I used to live. I miss my room. I miss my room so bad. I have such a big room. So yeah, I miss my parents. I miss my auntie. I miss a lot of people, my cousins. I miss everyone. I miss my close friends that are still in Lagos. Some of them moved to the UK. Some are in the US. I miss a lot of people, but I don't necessarily miss home, because I have made this place my new home. Now, last question. I met you at NT auditions. I don't know what this NT means. Auditions. Oh, okay, Nigerian trade audition. So it feels like a lifetime ago. Yeah, there was a time when I was in charge of the Nigerian trade auditions. The movie is now on Amazon Prime, titled The Trade. But back then the title was Nigerian Trade, but it was changed. So I met you as NC auditions, Nigerian trade auditions. Any advice for an aspiring actor? I'm not an actor myself, but I think I can give one or two nuggets or piece of advice for aspiring actors. I mean, I'll say that if you're already attending auditions, you're not an aspiring actor, you're an actor. What I would advise you to do, you may not decide to do it, but that is my own honest advice. If I was an aspiring actor and I see any audition call, I will always be going there. Or even if you don't get the roles, auditions are a good way to rehearse, because it makes you, either you come up with a monologue or you have to learn a script at the audition ground. It's a good way to build up your skill. That is one. Any audition you see online or in-person auditions, just go to as many auditions as you can. Chimezie Amos says, my friend, he says that's what helped him. He went to as many auditions and he was always lucky. Chimezie is a fantastic actor, but he was always getting calls back from his auditions. That could be a way to go. Also, Emeka, you met my name, Eminex. Emeka had done Sugar, MTV-based Sugar, but he was also at Nigerian trade audition. It did not say because I was a Sugar, I'm not going to attend that auditions again. Many people were at that auditions and they have been in reputable projects. So, number one, go for as many auditions as you can. Now, number two, it might sound cliche, but it's such a good advice. Post monologues on your Instagram page. Now, there's a mistake people make. You go and post a monologue that was done by Taraji P. Henson. Oh, there are no colored bathrooms. A lot of people have done that monologue. For example, there's a monologue in the opening scene of Ugly Betty. That's such a good monologue, but I've not seen one person do that monologue. You go and look for the overhyped, the overdone monologue, the monologue from a very, very top big star, Taraji P. Henson monologue, or a Olivia Pope monologue, Kerry Washington, a Viola Davis monologue. Why don't you look for like a monologue that is not so popular, but people have watched that film, and do your own interpretation? For example, I challenge you, any aspiring actor listen to this video, this is my challenge to you on YouTube. Opening scene Ugly Betty and do that monologue. That's my challenge to you. Every aspiring actor listening to this video, this is my challenge for you. Go and do it. Opening scene Ugly Betty. It's on YouTube. Just try to do it. I've not seen anybody do that monologue, and it's such a powerful monologue. If you watch a film, either on Netflix or Amazon, anyway, and you say, oh, this was such a good dialogue, make it a monologue. No waste it is very popular. You're not trying to copy that one. No. Tag the directors, tag producers on your monologue videos on Instagram. Whoever you're tagging, you know that, oh, I didn't even recognize this is such a powerful moment. That's my advice to you as an aspiring actor. So that's it. Those are all the 15 questions I got. Thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. Thank you so much. I'm now on a new journey to 1,000 subscribers. So please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for the support so far. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye-bye.